Hello everybody, I was able to beat the rank 1 player right now in Illuvium Web3 Gaming TV right here. I brought my classic Phosphorus deck, he's bringing a toxic Ramfire deck, and we're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna talk you through it, I'm gonna explain you what he could have done better, what I could have done better, and we're gonna see how it goes. By the way, Happy New Year everybody, I hope you had a nice time, and also nice holidays in those last weeks. And yeah, let's see how it goes. We were able to win the first round. And now we're also able to win round number 2 versus the Toxics already. In round number 1, he wasn't able to bring in Toxic because he wanted to have a better bonding on round 2. And yeah, if I would bring Toxic into a match, I would somehow make possible that I can play Toxic in the round 1 already, because that is really one of the strongest round 1s, and you would save a lot of HP versus the Phosphorus here, which you will need later on. But he decided, or his deck is built around a round 2 power spike, which we were able to counter with our round 2 power spike. The Phosphorus really strong, also positioned nicely on the side, is not getting targeted by the right plants in the beginning already. Now we're gonna bring in our Scoriox and our Lulura right here, and with Scoriox I must say I could have done this better. Usually I don't bring Scoriox into Ramfire teams because it's gonna be very hard to keep him alive, especially versus the Inferno damage and all of that. Let's just jump a little bit forward and see. Yeah, I was able to beat another wave. There's not really much to it. Let's have a quick look. Ramfire comes in, casts, but he's not hitting the Phosphorus. Also, Scoriox is able to finish him off. He has not the damage yet. He's gonna get a lot more damage because in the next round I'm gonna do a major mistake, giving him a big augment for his Ramfire. We can see it right here, the reactive transference. This is giving him Omega power and also energy regen, which is huge for a Ramfire, and I didn't realize that, and I went for the Saccharine Escape because I thought I could somehow like maybe put this on Scoriox to keep him alive and somehow save my units from the Ramfire. But the problem is, it's not denying the damage that puts you below 60% health. So for example, if there is burst damage coming in that's gonna one-shot you, it's still gonna one-shot you. It's not gonna deny that first damage that hits you that triggers the Saccharine Escape. Or not Saccharine Escape, but whatever that augment was. So now, another mistake of mine. I'm going for the augmentation on Omega power on our Phosphorus. I'm gonna try to push damage and try to push through him, but we don't need this. Versus a Ramfire match, all we need is to sustain his damage and we're gonna win. So what I usually like to do, put on Phosphorus 2 defensive augments. 1 stacking physical resistances usually, and 2 either immune on cleanse versus the Toxic here, or minus 35 damage reduction on the Phosphorus. And this time I played a little different. We're going for the Omega power, and I think this is what makes us lose the next round. I'm trying to just fast forward a little bit and see it. Phosphorus is able to do a lot of damage in the early game, and now also going onto the right plan, so it does look pretty good. Our Ramfire, the enemy Ramfire, is able to hit the Scoriox, Furiox actually, and now the Inferno damage is ticking, but it is looking quite good. So we might be able to actually win one more round, and yes, we were. So I guess it wasn't all bad to put on Omega power. We were pretty lucky there that he didn't cast anymore. I think the Lulura would have been able to take him down anyway. And now Web3 Gaming TV is down on 1 life. And this is really good, and this is what I meant with you have to be strong versus the Phosphorus early game. Because my early game is really bad with the 3. Not really bad, but pretty bad compared to other strong round 1 openings. So you wanna capitalize on that weak early game of the Phosphorus, at least a weak round 1, and try to save some life there. Because now he's on his last life, and all we need to do is win the positioning fight right here. And it's pretty obvious that I have to reposition, or that it would be the best move to reposition to the left side and just leave some tanky units on the right side, but we're not gonna do it yet. I felt it more important that I itemize my Ranger right here. We're gonna give him all the armaments, put her on the top left corner, and we also have this augment right here, which is gonna buff the furthest unit with Omega power and energy regen. So I thought I could just buff my Ranger right here, and Ranger is gonna take down everything, which is just not the case. We have enough damage, we just need to sustain versus the Ramfire. And you can see it right here as our first loss is commencing. The Ramfire is gonna jump in, he's gonna hit my Scoriox. This time Scoriox won't be able to do so much. Also the enemy Ranger is itemized, and it's gonna do a lot of damage. And you really want to get rid of that ranger, because if you don't, she's gonna activate that Inferno trait. You can see it, everything is on fire. That's because the Inferno Ranger cast it, also the Ramfire cast it. So we're getting a lot of constant chip damage on our units. And you can see, even though we itemize our Phosphorus for damage, we're just not faster than this team. So if we cannot be faster, we shouldn't go for damage, we should just go for sustain, out-sustain them. Because if we put our full defensive augments on our Ramfire, on our Phosphorus, the enemy Ramfire is not gonna do any damage to our Phosphorus. So now we got two choices. Either we put new augments on the Phosphorus, or we switch sides. And even if we put new augments on the Phosphorus, we're still gonna switch sides, because we have to sell the Phosphorus so we can place him new, and we will probably go to the left or even to the back, attacking the Ramfire from the beginning. But it's pretty obvious that my Furiox right here has to move out of this clump. And I was a bit scared that he would anticipate that and also position his Ramfire to the left to snipe down my Furiox. One really important thing that I did right here, which probably won us the game, is put on the Indomitable for 6 seconds on our Furiox. Even when he's getting bursted down, he will still be able to put so much damage out. 6 seconds on a Furiox is huge. And we see he anticipated the swap a little bit with the augments on the Slothflat right here, giving us minus attack speed and also giving him Indomitable. But he should have repositioned his Ramfire, because it was pretty obvious that I would go to the left. And it's gonna be still very close, but I think we might be able to win this one and close out the round. So first, Ramfire cast just goes into my Phosphorus. Phosphorus still pretty healthy, he has some lifesteal, he is able to heal up against a lot of the damage. And now a few more good casts coming in from the Phosphorus. Actually able to take down most of the enemy units. Ramfire Omega luckily going into nowhere right here. Also the Lulura taunting some enemies, and now we can see it, another cast from the Ramfire due to this super strong augment right here. But we have the Indomitable on our Scoriox, and Scoriox is able to finish off the round. And there you have it, beat the rank 1 gamer at the moment. And this was a lot of fun. See you in the next one. Thank you for tuning in. And we're gonna be streaming, we're gonna be putting out content, so hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. And stay up to date with Illuvium. Peace!